Hey everybody, welcome back to Hardworking Women. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make our family's most requested dessert of all time. I've been making this for, oh my goodness, probably close to 20 years now. Anytime anybody has a birthday, this is what they want. They don't want a cake. I've brought this in for numerous classroom birthday treats. It is delicious. It's Oreo cheesecake. It's no bake, and I'm going to show you how to get it done. So the very first thing you're going to want to do is get your crust ready and get it in the freezer while you make everything else. I have a family size package of Oreos, and I'm going to set aside 15 of these cookies. We're going to need those for later. So basically one row. Now we need to crush up the rest of them, and I use this trick. I put it in a plastic bag like this, and then I'm going to use my rolling pin to just mash them. You're also going to need to have a 1/4 cup of stick butter melted, and that's going to be it for your crust. You want to break all the cookies up so there aren't any whole ones. So now I pour these into my pan, and then I'm going to put in my melted butter. Now I pour the melted butter over top of all of my crushed cookies, and then I'm just going to mix this up and coat them all in here. You could do this in a separate bowl if you want. You could pour the butter into the bag if you want, but I like to do the least amount of dishes as possible for the easiest cleanup. Once they're all coated, just spread them out so we have a nice layer. This will be your crust, so be aware if there are any holes, fill them in. I'm going to pop it into the freezer so it can set up while I make the rest of it. Now this recipe calls for 4 packages of cream cheese. You can do the third less fat if you prefer. I have the whole, the regular now. And you want them to be room temperature. This needs to be nice and squishy. It's the only way it's going to mix up well. You do not want your cream cheese to be cold. I'm just going to put all these into my stand mixer. Now I'm going to add in 1/2 cup of white sugar and a teaspoon of vanilla. Now we're just going to beat this on medium speed. Get it all nice incorporated together. Once it's all nice and blended, we're going to fold in a tub of whipped topping. You don't want to blend it. You really do need to fold, and this is kind of a tedious process. And again, this will come frozen at the store, and you need to let it thaw out before we do this step. You see how it's all nice and creamy and smooth? This is how we want it. We don't want to be seeing the separation between the two. Set that aside, and I'm going to chop these cookies that I said we're coming back to later. This is just a rough chop. This is going to be mixed in with our filling. I'm going to put this in my filling, and then we're just going to gently stir it together. I'm gonna go get my pan out of the freezer. We're gonna pour this on top and spread it out. So as you can see, it's all set up, frozen here in place. I'm just going to spoon this all over top. Now we're just going to spread it out. This is why it's important that it's frozen. If it isn't, it will start to pick up those cookies underneath. Okay, now we're going to pop this into the fridge for minimum 4 hours. It needs to set up so you can cut it. So I hope if you make this, your family enjoys it just as much as mine does. Leave a comment down below if you've tried this. This is a recipe from an old Kraft Foods magazine that I got probably in 2005, 2006. So I've been making this for a very long time. Hey guys, today we're getting ready for bow season, out here shooting our bows. Season's coming up and we just want to make sure that we are tuned in, ready for the hunt. So people always ask, how long have I been hunting? Basically, Heath and I started dating in 1998 and I would go out with him. It's kind of a long story. I won't bore you with it, but I did go out with him intermittently hunting, and I didn't start really bow hunting by myself until 2002. And that's when I harvested my very first doe. I was in an old man, climbing tree stand, and that was a terrifying experience. I remember the bottom fell down as I was climbing and I was like, ah! But I managed to get it back and finish my climb up. And fun fact is I was pregnant with my oldest child, Joe, at the time. So he was just a wee little fetus living out his hunting dreams. So my very first bow that I used was a Bowtech Rascal. I don't even know if they make that anymore. It was kid size and it was perfect for me at the time. It was like the funnest, cutest little thing. We thought that was best ever. So now I hunt with an Expedition eccentric. It's 50-pound draw and I love this. It's a very nice, lightweight, doesn't fatigue me. It gets the job done and it's a really nice bow. So on our property that we hunt, we have ladder stands set up all around the perimeter, and that's what I typically hunt out of. So we're out in the open and it's easy to hunt with a compound. But we do have a blind, or if it's bad weather and I just don't feel like fighting the cold and to do this, we have a crossbow, a very nice crossbow. And I happened to shoot my biggest buck with that crossbow. I'll put a picture here. Anybody see where that one is?
That's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.